Top U.S. and Chinese officials have held talks about Russia's invasion of Ukraine and Taiwan Strait tensions in a positive sign for strained diplomatic relations, which may pave the way for a meeting between Joe Biden and Xi Jinping in November. U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan met China's Foreign Minister, Wang Yi, in Malta on Sunday, Monday AEST, as part of efforts to keep communications open between the world's two most powerful countries amid rising security tensions. The previously unannounced meeting comes at a delicate time for U.S.-China relations, with officials hoping to set up a meeting between Mr. Biden and Mr. Xi on the sidelines of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation (APEC) summit in San Francisco in November, which Australia will also attend. This meeting was part of ongoing efforts to maintain open lines of communication and responsibly manage the relationship, the White House said. However, Mr. Xi's absence from the G20 summit in India earlier this month and domestic instability within his government means it is unclear if he will attend. Both China's defense minister and foreign minister have been purged from their jobs in recent months. China has been withdrawing from the international stage to focus more on its alliance with Russia and other powers not aligned with Washington. In a sign of that deepening alliance, Mr. Wang headed for Moscow on Monday for a round of strategic security talks with his Russian counterparts, the Chinese Foreign Ministry said in a statement. The White House statement did not mention a potential meeting between the leaders of world's two largest economies but said they agreed to pursue additional high-level engagement. U.S. media quoted a Washington official noting that Mr. Biden had previously said he was hopeful of a meeting with Mr. Xi. The two leaders last met on the sidelines of the G20 summit in Bali in November. The White House said Mr. Sullivan and Mr. Wang spoke about global and regional security issues. Washington has urged Beijing not to aid Russia's war on Ukraine. Mr. Sullivan also told Mr. Wang that Washington had concerns about China's recent military activity around Taiwan. Mr. Wang told Mr. Sullivan that Taiwan was a red line in Sino-U.S. relations that should not be crossed, according to the Chinese Foreign Ministry's readout of the meeting. China has made similar comments previously. The United States must abide by the three Sino-U.S. joint communiques and implement its commitment not to support Taiwan independence, it said. Both China and the United States said the meeting was constructive. U.S. officials said it was positive that the meeting had taken place at all, and signaled China's willingness to engage with Washington despite the deterioration of relations since the United States shot down an alleged spy balloon in February. Mr. Wang and Mr. Sullivan met 4 months earlier in Vienna. Mr. Wang, a key figure in Chinese politics, met an Australian delegation at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing earlier this month. Mr. Wang stepped back into the foreign minister role in July after Qin Gang was mysteriously removed from the job. China's defense minister, Li Shangfu, has also been missing from public view for more than 2 weeks. Reuters said he and 8 senior officials had been placed under investigation over the procurement of military equipment. A Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman said on Friday she was not aware of the situation. Albanese's anticipated visit. The removal of 2 of Mr. Xi's senior ministers and Mr. Xi's absence from key events such as the G20 has further undermined confidence in his government at a time the country appears to be undergoing a security purge and when the Chinese economy has been struggling to recover from the pandemic. In the latest snub to global diplomacy, Mr. Xi will not attend the annual UN General Assembly meeting this week. The Albanese government is hopeful that China-US relations will stabilize ahead of the Prime Minister's visit to Beijing later this year as it juggles its security alliance with the United States and Australia's economic reliance on China. The Global Times, a state-controlled tabloid, said in an opinion piece on Friday that Australia had gained nothing from its UK-US security pact with the United States and United Kingdom. The UK-US nuclear-powered submarine partnership was signed 2 years ago. By joining UK-US, Australia is effectively selling its soul to the US, and to a lesser extent, the US and the UK are seeking to profit significantly from this arms sale to Australia, Victor Gao, a former Chinese diplomat, wrote. Meanwhile, Japan's new defense minister, Minoru Kihara, said he was worried about China's rapid military buildup and actions in the East and South China Sea. I'm very concerned about China's military moves. Mr. Kihara, who was appointed to the role in a cabinet reshuffle last week, told Japanese television on Sunday. We need to respond on all fronts. Japan and Australia are strengthening military ties with a major joint air combat training exercise taking place last week.